Okay, welcome back. And of course, our spotlight is on migration, using migration as a catalyst for development. And this is, in fact, the final episode in the weekly features, and it has allowed us to give space to think about the impact of migration on our society. It contributes significantly to the GDP and allows Jamaican families to benefit in many ways. The free movement of people has also led to downsides, such as falsely enticing people to get into legally compromising situations. Yet again, we can be confident that we have made strides, and as a nation, we are integrating persons who have come into conflict with the law on issues relating to migration. And so today, of course, we want to look into the future and what trends there will be, and we have again the PIOJ Director, Social Policy, Planning and Research Division, Mr. Easton Williams, and International Organization for Migration Program Coordinator, Mrs. Rukiya Brown. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Now, we know that migration has always and will always be a part of our reality, as the world is constantly on the move. Indeed, we need to tell us really how the PIOJ sees migration impacting Jamaica's development agenda.
Okay, great. Well, in a way, Jamaica has taken a long-term perspective on migration.
Okay.
And that perspective is that migration can benefit the country of origin, the country of destination,
Yes.
and the migrants themselves. That is the general perspective that the Planning Institute has taken. Plus, that perspective is not purely a Planning Institute perspective, it's a national perspective.
Yeah.
It's also a global perspective emerging from the Global Forum on Migration and Development. So that is a perspective that is not in a way very popular,
Yeah.
because people have taken the past perspective on the brain drain and tend to focus purely on that.
Yes.
But we believe that migration can benefit everyone, can benefit development and so on. But you have to enhance the positive effects of migration and minimize the negative.
Yeah.
And you can do that through policies.
Yeah, I'm saying you're so right, because migration is a given. And we have situations where persons out of fear or without proper preparation, and you see the negative impact of that. But without migration, we have the kind of impact across the world, and it's so very important. Now, I understand that this week Jamaica is hosting its 8th annual Diaspora Conference here in Kingston. Please tell us why such an initiative is important.
Okay, in many ways,
Yes.
the Diaspora Conference has been a kind of a melting pot situation where we bring together our diaspora.
Okay.
For decades, our diaspora was out there,
Yes.
migrating, and without much organizations that were in place to ensure that they participate nationally.
Yes.
You have alumni associations, various associations that have been developed outside of Jamaica.
Yes.
You know, the migrants themselves see the need for that. But in over the past 2 decades, Jamaica has taken a more proactive step in ensuring that the mechanisms and the processes are grounded nationally.
Yes.
And so we have this biennial conference. That means every 2 years we have a conference where we bring our diaspora from mainly from the United States, from Canada, and from UK, and also from other countries.
Okay.
Here in Jamaica, or should I say mainly here in Jamaica, because the diaspora has organizations outside as well.
Okay.
But we meet every 2 years to discuss emerging issues, issues that are considered critical to the development of Jamaica and to the migrants, to the diaspora themselves.
Yes.
Okay, so the conference is coming up on the 16th to 20th of June here,
Okay.
and the focus is Jamaica and its diaspora building pathways for sustainable development.
Okay.
That will be the focus
That will be the focus.
this year.
Now, I know that mainstreaming migration is important, and mainstreaming into national development, but you need partnerships for that. and at both the local and the global level. And so tell us about the International Organization for Migration and how you've been partnering with the government of Jamaica to ensure that migration works for national development again.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Mullings, for having us again on this show. So for IOM, as well, many people might not know, globally we're an international organization also known as the UN Migration Agency, and we seek to promote safe and orderly migration for the benefit of all, as Mr. Williams alluded to, meaning the benefit of the country of origin, destination, and the migrant themselves. For IOM in Jamaica, in particular, we've been working with the government for, I would say, more than a decade, and in particular as it relates to mainstreaming migration since 2012. We've been supporting the government with a number of initiatives. One of them, the more broader ones, was the Mainstreaming Migration International Development Strategies project. And when we talk about mainstreaming, we're talking about utilizing a whole of government approach, looking at policies across the various sectors and looking at how migration should be incorporated into those various policies.
Yes.
Obviously towards supporting national development. So for IOM, we've been supporting the government not only with financial support but also technical, because we do have a broad range of experience across the various thematic areas related to migration. We had supported the government with the development of their national policy on international migration and development, and it would be remiss of me not to mention that Jamaica is one of the first countries in this particular region to have developed a comprehensive national migration and development policy. So not immigration, but talking about migration overall.
Yes.
So they had a number of thematic areas that we had supported and fed into in terms of family migration and development, diaspora and development, across the broad different areas that the policy had focused on. Other than that, we've had a number of other initiatives that we've supported the government on. One of them, more recent ones, is promoting integrity in international recruitment. So looking at legislation and policy that the government currently has as it relates to circular migration programs that the government leads. So we have done a legislative review looking at legislation, as I mentioned, and policy, and see where the gaps are and how we can make recommendations to improve the circular migration programs government-led, so such as the farm workers program.
Yes.
We also have looked at doing a review of the current pre-departure orientation program for farm workers and hospitality workers.
Okay, pre-departure.
Yes. So the government currently does implement pre-departure orientation program. So that's basically a presentation that they conduct before these circular migrants, farm workers, go overseas. So it's letting them know, about what their rights are, what the customs are, etc.
Okay, yes.
So this pretty much feeds into what we're talking about now when we talk about know before you go. So informing them of that information. So we've actually done a review of the pre-departure orientation so that we can support the government in improving what they currently have. And as well as that, we also currently, so if I'm looking at currently some of the initiatives that we have, we also are conducting a child trafficking prevalence study as well. So that would be focusing on trying to look at how we can mitigate the negative impact that migration can bring as well. So I think that's just in a nutshell kind of what we've been doing to support the government over the years.
And that's what's interesting, to know before you go. And that really is important.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes, especially in the early days, you get a farm card or an inclusion, and that's it. It's going to send money back,
Right.
and that's it. But you need to know where you're going and what's expected of you. There can be a clash of cultures even.
Yep.
So this is so very important. I'd like to share now, of course, we have an audio here. Yes? About Tammy. Yes, and here we have it. That's one last time we want to hear from Luke and Tammy. Tammy and her mother-in-law are cooperating with Luke. And Luke is away because, of course, having to work and trying to find out how things can work so that the family functions smoothly. So let's hear about the escapades even of Luke and Tammy.